Look at this. I got headphones on. I got a mic going. Baby.
If
Huh?
only people could see you now.
Hey, no video. We've gone through this before.
All
No video.
all right. Welcome to This Commerce Life. This is a podcast aimed at small, medium entrepreneurs focused on commerce. I'm Phil, your host, and Kenny, your co-host, will join us as well. And we're going to talk to you about the world of retail and commerce and how things are changing in the world. Who really has their shit together?
What the hell am I doing here?
Okay. All right.
Again, I just want to make
I'm
sure.
here.
I want to make sure my volume's not too
good?
out of control. Is it
I
too
hear you.
loud?
No, you good. You good.
Oh.
You good.
Alrighty then.
Alrighty, sir. Am I recording? I am recording. Excellent.
That's a good thing.
Yeah. You can hear me okay?
Oh yeah. I lost you
Perfect.
though. Oh, there you are.
Yeah.
We got too much shit open here.
Uh,
You know, the usual.
Yeah.
Oh, tea. I'm lucky you have a nice cup of tea. Good for you.
Yeah. I've been awake a long time. I just realized, I've been up and,
Yeah.
so a little cup of tea will get me there. So, yeah. How's it going?
Good. Plugging along. Just busy.
It's freaking busy, man.
It's all good though, man. Oh, and you're in big shit with Linda too.
Oh, I know. She sent me a note. No, she said I was forgiven.
Well, she's blaming me. I said, that's bullshit. I said,
No.
I don't do the techie stuff. That's all. That's all
you're right.
Phil.
You're right. Just keep blaming Kenny.
No. I got nothing to do with the tech aspect. Everybody who listens knows definitively I have no idea about the tech shit. Okay,
No,
I can't adjust my microphone mic.
So Linda Webb, the owner and sponsor of the show, sent me a
many
little
other things.
"You're forgiven" note. She sent me a little GIF that said "You're forgiven," so I'm forgiven. So as far as I'm concerned, I am not up shit's creek. So,
That's bullshit.
So she's angry at you. It's your problem.
Well, she's not at me. It's your fault. You're the techie.
Don't try and defer this to me.
No,
She's
no,
angry
no.
at you. So whatever. You need to give her some biscotti to pacify her. Okay. So yeah.
Listen, I can't fix this because I have no idea about tech. This is all you. You're the NIMI guy.
I am.
I went to a big tech conference about things.
It wasn't a big tech conference. It was a medium, small pharmaceutical conference. It's not even. It's not in the same. It's not anywhere close to the same thing. So,
no, it just sounds horrific. It just sounds absolutely horrific.
Yeah. Man, actually, funny topic because I am doing market research. I'm doing market research for NIMI because we're trying to be better at understanding our audience, understanding our target market.
Yeah,
and it's a lot of work. It's a serious test of research skills, right? So if anybody out there understands pharmaceutical manufacturing systems or pharma MES, you should buzz me for sure. But I've had to be super, super creative about sourcing information because it's difficult to find.
How do you mean?
It's just it doesn't so I'm trying to do some pretty standard stuff in terms of get a target market, a size of price. Pharmaceutical companies all use different manufacturing systems. Some of them are built by guys like Siemens. Some are built by Rockwell. Oracle's in this game. There's a whole bunch of kind of players in this game, but it is ridiculously hard to find information, right? Because sometimes if you're a Bayer could use an Emerson Syncade system in one place and then a Rockwell system in another place, an Oracle in another, and they've got Siemens has probably got, Bayer probably has 50, 60 plants all over the world, right?
Well, and it depends what they bought last week and what system came
correct.
with it.
Yeah. And then depends on what they make, right? So
Exactly.
It depends on, so it's a really complicated industry. So there's no there's no like AC Nielsen for this industry. There's no kind of syndicated data. There's nothing. So it's kind of been this like, how do you string together enough data to figure out, what the hell you're looking at in terms of market potential and all that kind of stuff, right? So it's been a real test of patience, right? Because
I don't know if you're going to be able to find that either. Like
some of it we're doing it by hand. Like honestly, like my LinkedIn right now looks like I am applying for pharmaceutical manufacturing jobs, right? Because that's one way to do it is
absolutely.
I apply for a job, and then all of them pop up, and I say, I'm skilled at PassX, which is one of the platforms, right? And then all of a sudden, all these jobs pop up, and you start writing. But I'm not looking at the job description. I'm looking at all the employers who happen to be out there, right?
Because so, you assume that either they're looking for PassX or maybe whatever they're looking for.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, how else do you do it? Just good old-fashioned sort of, Googling.
Yeah. Sometimes, like I think it's a neat one, right? Because again, like big company, but it's not different than how small business owners kind of go about the research, right? Like if you can afford it, you can buy some of it, or, I can hire someone who actually understands pharmaceutical manufacturing to go out and start kind of pulling, because they you find someone who understands the industry, they pull less than you do, right? And they know where to start looking. Whereas for me, I'm starting from scratch, right? Like I literally, until you bump into somebody who's going to go, dude, you're in the wrong place. Like take two more left turns and a right, and then you'll be in the right place, right? Like, so, yeah.
Well, don't you have any contacts left in the pharmaceutical world?
I do, but it's a weird industry because all my pharma guys are consumer or
mine.
Supply chain, right? Which isn't the same as manufacturing, right? Like manufacturing is a whole different world. So,
and it needs to be pharma. Like it can't be soft pharma.
No.
Like it needs to be pharma.
Yeah, it's got to be pharma. Complicated, right? So anyway, I didn't want to bore the audience with all this, but I think my point is
I probably could send you to people, I mean, I think I know a guy. I knew the guy who used to run Cobalt.
Oh, okay.
Right. So I knew that.
Yeah.
My buddy John C could probably connect you with a shitload of people.
Yeah. That'd be great. Anybody, that you can
remind me later.
Okay.
I'll send you an email with his name on it.
Okay.
Just tell me what you're looking for, and I'll just send it to John and say, John, can you help Phil?
Yeah. And then, the audience, if anybody knows somebody or you've got some experience with
Linda
this.
probably knows somebody.
Yeah, Linda might, right? So
Linda probably knows somebody because she worked for.
Linda probably owns a plant or two, or
probably
something like that. So
probably something in her back pocket somewhere. Well, she used to work for a pharmaceuticals. They did a lot of OTC, but they did a lot of drugs. She used to work for Pendopharm, which is part of Pharma Science.
Yeah.
Right, so she might. She might actually have some contacts. Seriously.
Yeah. No, seriously. Yeah, Linda. So if you've got something, hit me up.
Provided you hear this podcast at the proper time.
Yeah, that we deliver.
Really up to you from there. It's up to you.
I know.
Really,
I know. Anyway, I think my point was
Phil's job, not mine. Just very clear.
Anyway, my point is when you're a small business, you think the big guys have all the money, they can do whatever they want. The truth is the answers are not necessarily easier to get. You still, you've got to be creative about how you do it, and sometimes we spend just as much time, right? So.
But if you notice what we just did, what's the same thing we tell everybody to do?
Yeah.
What's the standard line?
Yeah.
I know a guy.
You know a guy. You gotta talk to somebody.
That's how this game plays. So if you're listening out there, you know what you got to do? You got to find a guy.
Yeah. You really do.
Because the guy is going to help you do all this shit.
Yeah. You really do.
Everybody needs to know a guy.
Yeah, you do.
Right? That's critical. Seriously, it's like you're going to bounce around. That's why I sent you the presentations, and I want you to take a look at that merchandising play.
Oh yeah.
I cannot find a cool. It's going to be tough anyway, but a cool video on just merchandising. I found some videos on merchandising. I thought, well, maybe Phil knows because you've done some stuff in the pet industry. Like you must have embedded
merchandising. Cool. Merchandising is not cool.
Listen.
Sorry.
I can make merchandising cool. Maybe not, but that's okay. No, I know. It's really not cool, is it?
It's you're like Bill Nye the Science Guy, but you're Kenny the modular guy.
Mods aren't fun. but
Kenny
building
the
an end is
planogram
fun.
guy. Kenny the.
No, that's too. You're making it sound bad.
it
Listen,
is, it
you
is
just,
bad.
you just
Merchandising
make
is
sure you
not.
can get a podcast up and running on time.
Merchandising is not.
Well, it can be. I it's kind of cool.
It can be really insightful, but I don't know if it can be cool. I'm not sure.
You know what? I'm going to find some cool shit and I'm going to send it to you tonight because there's some stuff out there that's pretty cool.
Well, okay, so wait.
There's
so
there's that lady in New York. I think her store is called Story or something.
Yeah, Story is pretty
cool.
wicked.
Okay.
Wait. So are you looking for just?
I think what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to
placement ideas, like kind of the way you merchandise a store, or are you?
Well, I think the thing is this. I have a presentation. So sort of knows what the hell we're talking about. I have a presentation to do in a couple weeks to the liquor store group.
Mm-hmm.
And what I want to do is, or what they've tasked me to do is sort of do like a merchandising 100, merchandising 101.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that kind of like a beginner's course in, hey, you know what? These are the things you think about when you're going to, when you're going to set your store up, when you're going to plan your ends or wings or however the flow of the store is going to be in terms of merchandising.
Okay.
Right. And there's some pretty basic things you have to do. Right. This is definitively not rocket science.
Yeah.
But if you walk, and it's sort of what you and I talked about last week, when you walk into 10 retailers and you walk out disappointed in all 10, it may not be rocket science, but there's definitely a knack to it.
Mm-hmm.
Because you walk into the 11th and you think, what the hell? Why is this so cool? Or why did this one just turn me on right away? Well, it's because someone knew what the hell they were doing in terms of merchandising. And you know what I'm trying to do in the it's not always the visuals either. It's an emotional play. That's what people want today. Like, how does this make me feel? It's not so much sometimes just seeing what the product, but it's the feel.
Yeah.
Right. And the people have a large part to do with that, obviously. How clean your store is, how tidy, how do I maneuver, what your displays sort of say, right? So you see, the stupid part is there is a video out there for this, but I don't think anybody's made it yet. Like I tell you right now, honestly, you know what? Because all I was trying to do is find someone that can just walk through what we're talking about, but in a video format. And I'm thinking, you know what? I think this is stupid. Like I just need to do my own.
Yeah.
Because it's not that this is complicated, but you know, all the pet people you talk to, if we did literally a 5-minute video, you know, what's sort of, or 10-minute, what's best in class, what's not, why, why, you know, walk them through, why does this wing not work? Why does this one work? Why does this end work? Why does this one not? Because there is some science to it, right? Yeah. There's color science.
Yeah.
There's a visual, you know, acuities or things you have to tune into. Yeah. There's definitively emotional.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I agree.
But I'm trying to do this, and you know, I'm trying to dumb this down. But I can find motivational videos coming out of your yin yang, but nothing really talks to sort of the science of retail in that sense.
The art and the science, right?
Yeah.
You know,
well,
really.
There's definitively an art. Definitively.
Yeah.
But there's you know, using color, you know, picking the right products with color there's science that shows that, you know, you react to certain colors.
Mm-hmm.
You know, blue rooms typically either calm you or depress you.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You go into a very vibrant room, you tend to get juiced. That's got nothing. That's a physiological and an emotional and a psychological play, right?
That's a tough video to make. Like,
I know.
I don't know. I mean, I think you and I are, for sure. The art of merchandising is something both of us know. You probably have more science to it than I do, for sure. Actually, no, you definitely have more science to it.
I don't know if I do or don't, but.
And then, like, but the psychology behind it, we'd have to figure out. Like, you almost want to get someone like, someone from Indigo or someone like that to.
Absolutely, because I mean, take a look at their displays.
Yeah,
they're typically
really compelling.
They're quite stunning in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Like where you walk in, and you know when you're a retailer or someone who's done this or been in the business, and you're thinking, "Shit, man!" Like seriously, when you pick it up because you're going to buy, you're thinking, "How the hell did I get suckered into that one?"
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you want to go find the person who built it and says, okay, how the hell did you do this one?
Dude, like, don't do that again.
Yeah, you killed it. You're pissing me off.
Yeah.
Good on you.
Yeah.
Right?
That's interesting.
It is. You know what it is? Because I tell you why, Phil, because we'll go back to this particular account.
Mm-hmm.
It's if they don't, if you don't grasp, I'll go even to a pet store. If you don't really hone in on the emotion of shopping, if you do it straight transactional, go to Amazon. There's no point to it.
Well, no, I mean, there is, because Amazon's merchandise for transactions.
It's transactional.
But it is merchandise for transactional, right? Like,
absolutely.
Like it's the easiest way to shop. So
exactly.
Get it. But if you want, if you want to go in and like when you're a consumer, you really do, in a lot of ways, you want to get suckered, right? Like it's
I think you do, sort of.
Yeah, because I wouldn't be, it's almost like when we say, when you run Google ads, right? People look at them because they're already prone to looking at them. They know they're looking at an ad because they're already looking to buy something, right?
Right.
And so you don't go into a store going, I'm never buying anything from here. You're going into the store going, you've got to work hard enough to get me, right? Like, you're going to earn my wallet dollars, right? But you are going to earn it, right? So you are looking for that, experiential moment, because nobody ever says, God, that was so wonderful, I fucking hate that place, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, nobody ever says that. Everyone says, oh my God, I can't go back in there because I'm going to buy more stuff. What am I going to do?
Exactly.
I'm going to go straight
how
back
much I
in there,
spent.
right?
Like, Costco is always sort of that guy, right? Where you walk in, you think, like, fuck, did I need that third pressure washer?
No, but it was so fun to buy. I'm gonna buy it anyway. Like, I'm sure I got a better deal than the other two.
Exactly. Well, I can always sell those on Craigslist and take a 80% beating.
Yeah, man. Anyway, I think that's interesting. We should. I'll look around. Nothing comes to mind though.
Buddy, I searched. I did probably 2 hours worth of searching. Right, because of course Tim, the guy, that I'm doing this with, like, he's the operations guy.
Yeah.
Of course, like, he's gonna have, Robin's there, going with all this motivational this and motivational video that. Thinking, shit, man, I can't compete with this guy. So I gotta step up my game, right? And I'm thinking, well, what the hell, man? I got no Anthony Robbins stuff in my world. He's got, Welch and all these guys that can do cool shit. Who do I got?
Yeah. Nobody. You got me, but nobody.
You got a video. We need a video.
We should.
There's a course, and I'm serious. We could probably do this, and charge what we normally charge, $0.
Yeah.
And seriously, there, all your pet guys would be these people. It's just show them. I mean, it doesn't matter what the product, whether it's a Tide or a bottle of wine. The concept is a concept.
But I think, aside from the pet guys, I just think it would be a cool video to do for all of those reasons that you've said, right? Which is, there's an art and a science to this, like, and buyers know it, right? Like, when you can be a buyer, and when you've met a buyer, because there's like this intangible to the way they do things, right?
Exactly.
But it would be nice to articulate some of that, and kind of see it the way we see it, right? So shooting that video would be interesting.
I think it would too. I really do, and I think there'd be some value to it. I think. Because again, I mean, there's lots of stuff out there you can read.
Yeah.
But you know what reading's like? Like, I mean, oh my God.
No, boring.
Who cares, man?
Boring. Well, and it's merchandising, right? Like, it's not a reading sort of thing.
No, and if you could show people, I think you could compel them and you could excite them. So it's just funny. What we're going to do next week, we're going into, got Tim to wake up at the crack of dawn. We're going to go one of the stores at 6:00 in the morning next week.
Okay.
And a small one, but just re-merchandise, not so much the runs, but all the periphery displays. So like, what's at POS, is there any POP that we can use?
Yeah.
How do you walk in, et cetera, et cetera.
So for the audience, that's a hardcore retailer term. So runs are the actual shelving, when you walk in the rows, those are runs. So Kenny's talking about not touching those, but all of the surrounding periphery stuff, right? So, when you get to cash, which is POS, and then kind of all the displays around there, and kind of all that stuff that you may or may not see, but you definitely feel when you walk through the door.
Exactly. There you go, Kent. Was that okay? See, we explained it. Criticizing us.
You're salty tonight. You are.
Sorry, Kent. Well, I'm salty because freaking Linda's all over me on this thing. Bullshit.
Linda, I love you lots.
This is Phil's problem. What the hell, man? So all you got is one job: record, edit, and post the podcast. What else do you do?
Oh my God, so funny.
That's all good.
Oh man. What else is going on? What's new?
Well, I got that, and then and the rest of it's all the usual. It's all numbers, right? Everything's a number. This one's the most cool project because there's so much cool shit to do here.
Yeah.
But I got Aaron's pulling me in 50,000 directions, right?
Yeah.
We're redoing labels, the font thing. So just so people, Phil and I poor Phil. I dragged Phil into so much shit.
No, it's
right?
okay.
I don't really care. I'm not apologizing. I'm just telling people that's what I do. I wasn't apologizing.
Yeah.
What's the matter with you? You get dragged in. You're my friend. Tough shit. You don't like it? Unfriend me.
Oh.
Otherwise, you get dragged into my world. But we were doing. I don't want to redo the web page. But my point was on some of these web pages, Phil didn't like the font on a web page. That
they were awful. I couldn't even read it.
The problem is some of these templates you can't change. So it's a GoDaddy. First off,
he was able to use
GoDaddy, guys. Buy your domains with GoDaddy, but GoDaddy is not the greatest platform to build web pages from. You honestly are better off to go to Squarespace or WordPress.
Yeah,
like you just are. Yeah. Right? You the amount of templates you get, all the other stuff, it's just so much more robust. Anyway, I've used GoDaddy, and that's why I know this. And Aaron used GoDaddy for the Quest vitamins.
Yeah,
that's what I was saying. Is you might want to change the font, but some of them are just the template doesn't allow for font change.
But he was able to change them. So he changed them all.
It's better. Still
it's better. Yeah, it's better. My only thing is, and so this conversation, so the audience is kind of caught up.
It's not just me. You that know what we're talking about. That's two tonight.
We've been, Katrina and I have been working on, socials and content and all that kind of stuff. And, we want to be able to point back to the website, because the conversations we're having are quite complex, right? Like you really can't talk about folic acid in 200 characters or less, 240 characters on Twitter, like anything less than a couple of paragraphs on Facebook, and it's really not worth anything. So we want to be able to hook it back to the website so that, these moms who clearly are seeking information will know to say, oh, they gave me a tidbit or a hook, I should really go to the website and read the rest. That's what we want, right?
Exactly.
But there was some frustration there because, we're looking at the site and it's not a commentary on the business because the business has done the right thing. They realize that they need to change and they're changing. But everything, takes time and, it takes iterations to, kind of move. Yeah. So, but we were hoping that we could make this change, on fonts and headers so that, the fonts could be readable and then we can start to redirect people there. So, so Kenny and the owner of this business basically said to me, yeah, use whatever font you want. And being the marketer that I am, I literally went, well, we should really have a brand standard around what fonts we use and all that kind of stuff, right? Which we're also not there yet, right? Like,
No,
this is the sort of thing that when you're a well-developed brand, you'll have is like, thou shall not use,
Times
the other font besides, Verdana or whatever you want to, Calibri or whatever it is, right? And you'll always use it in this color and this font, this shade, whatever, right? But there was a part of me that was like, oh, I can't use a random, font, right? So,
Then there's me reading
Yeah.
and thinking, okay, another person who doesn't. Obviously, I don't write well, so I have to email. I have to email
Yeah,
back.
yeah, yeah,
What I was
yeah,
saying.
yeah,
Don't want you to pick the font. Just
yeah,
understand that the template may
yeah,
not be that
yeah.
friendly,
But I actually, no,
and we might
I
have a
understood
choice.
you. Yeah, I understood you there, and I wasn't.
Okay, I hope you did. Sometimes,
Yeah,
I don't know if you guys understand or not.
I understand
Actually,
you. I think
I don't.
actually almost every time I understand you. You and I are on the same page, dude. So, but anyway, I
Okay.
understood you, and then so that's why I asked Aaron for access so I could, you know,
Yeah, which is
just so I
good.
could pop in and see, right? But he did it anyway, so
Yeah,
I'm fine with it. But then
yeah.
I
It's not the
probably
greatest
asked
of
him for some
fonts, but
money
it's
so I
better.
could hire a writer to write more content. So,
Yeah, I saw that part.
so yeah.
Well,
So
on some of that, maybe what'll happen too is I may end up having to do some of the writing. So
yeah, and I'm fine with it too. I'm not going to get to it anytime soon, right? Like it's
no,
just
but
it's
if
one
you
of
have stuff, like send it to me,
yeah,
and then maybe what I can do is I can see if I can do it,
yeah,
right, or take a look at it,
yeah, yeah. I
or I
proposed some
might have a few
stages.
people here
I
that'll
put
do
it
for
down.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think this girl will do it for us, but I've just got to negotiate rates with her. Like that rate card I
It's
gave
free.
you, it's not. We're not gonna follow that rate card, right? Like I'm gonna go to her and go, listen, come on now, right?
Yeah,
Like what can you do for me,
let's
right?
be serious, okay?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
not J&J.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's a little guy.
So yeah, yeah,
Let's
yeah,
go to the friends and family bucket, and
yeah,
then let's go to
yeah,
the grandparent bucket, being over the friends
yeah.
and family bucket,
I know, and then give me 10% off.
and
So
then 10% off that, please,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and
So
30 to 60-day terms. Or can I pay free goods?
yeah, 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 yeah. So anyway, we'll figure that out later.
Yeah.
But yeah,
You know what though? It's been kind of cool though because at least we're the we you know we're willing. It could be cool. Like even I'm getting a little more excited with it. I think it just really needs a sit down. I mean, it just wasn't well thought out from the get go.
yep,
The
yeah,
concept is awesome. The execution is meh,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
And I think
yeah.
that's all it is because the more I look at it, and yeah, oh my God, it's a small market, but I'm now kind of thinking, maybe there is some play in this.
I think there's some play. The I think that for me the part I struggle with is there's some things that I wish that we were doing before we went and kind of
Oh,
re-engineered the whole
totally,
brand.
totally.
But it's we're also a running business, right? So what can you do? That you've got to be able to sell stuff. You've got to be able to. You can't tear the damn thing down and start from the beginning because we're not at the beginning. We're in the middle, right? So
Well, that's just it, right? So, I mean,
yeah,
you do what you do, you do what you
yeah,
can do. And again,
but
and
yeah,
I'm pretty cognizant. I don't want to, I don't want to turn his world upside down. Like
yeah.
I mean, we're already
I think
changing.
we're already doing it.
Yeah. Poor
We kind
guy.
of like half turned him on his side,
Oh
right?
my
So
God.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I am
I
trying to be very
yeah,
cognizant about it though. I am trying to,
yeah.
control myself as much as I can.
So the audience knows we've gone after this owner's just incredibly receptive.
This is a really good shit. That's
He
really what
is,
he
yeah,
is.
he's really kind of like, doesn't matter, fire away, let's whatever it is, if it looks funny or it tastes weird or whatever, let's just take it down and figure it out. And we've just been like it's not something that normally I would do, right? Is even that whole conversation about like, dude, these fonts are terrible, right? On the website, like I would do that with a principal, but in a much more delicate format than I would. But he's
Oh,
just so
totally.
good about
It's
it
more
that
like family though.
yeah, yeah.
Like to be
He's
very
just like,
honest
all
with you.
right, you want me to change it? I'll change it.
Yeah.
Done.
Well, you know
Like
what it is
yeah,
though, because
so,
he's really looking for the help, and
yeah,
I think what he realizes is that it's funny if you're gonna so if you're a if you're a small company or a small store or whatever, if you're gonna hire, whether it's staff or if you're gonna hire people to come in,
yeah.
right? Absolutely, it's yours, and absolutely you need the guardrails,
Hmm.
but set them and then get the hell out of the way.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, if you're not going to trust your people to do what you're paying them to do,
Mm-hmm.
then you have the wrong people.
Or just keep doing it yourself.
Or just do it yourself.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And maybe that's okay
Save
too.
some cash. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's not a big deal.
No.
Right. I mean, whatever. I mean, sometimes it's just not the right thing. And sometimes, you know what, really, what you learn is that you're not willing to let go at this point. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. And that's okay too.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's your business and do whatever you want with it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like with him, it's pretty cool that he's really.
Yeah. He's let go. He's let go. He's really kind of trusted us with the process. He's been immune to criticism isn't the right word. It's more like he's literally just taken the criticism and just kind of taken it in stride, right?
Yeah, and he digs in when he wants to.
Yeah.
And it's no big deal. And then I've laid off.
He's clearly passionate about some things, and
it's fine.
We know what those are, and we kind of work around them, right? Or we work with him to get them where he is.
Exactly. What are you doing tonight? You're struggling. You're like moving.
You know what? I've just been
moving around like he's
I've just had a really long day, so I've been sitting on my ass all day working. So I'm now standing is actually what I'm doing. So I just I've been up. Like Ryan had to get
half this podcast like he's been away.
I have no, because I was grinding my tea and I turned off the heater here. But Ryan like had to be at school super early, so I did that. So I was at the office at like 7:30 in the morning, kind of putting stuff together. And, I actually, funny enough, I built a brochure for NIMI.
Oh, cool. What'd you use?
Yeah. No, so I built it in Canva.
Okay.
Yeah, I built it in Canva, and then
that's not on Canva's on the phone.
No, you can get it on desktop.
Desktop too?
Yeah, it's quite powerful. Yeah, it's
I use it on the phone. It's crazy cool.
Yeah. No, you should use it on the desktop. It's wicked on the
honestly
desktop.
Did not know I could do that.
Yeah. So
I learned so much from you. I mean, I may not learn how to post a podcast, but shit, man,
I can teach you how to do that.
Well, no, you can't. You can't do it yourself.
Yeah. So for the audience, Canva, CANVA, is ridiculous.
Really cool.
Yeah, it's so awesome. I use it for all sorts of things. So I built the concept in Canva, and then I went to Sarah, the designer, who's also going to take shots for Aaron, and so she kind of like cleaned it up, and there's just really, it's significantly better. When they do it, I'm getting them custom cut by the printing house. So I'll next week on the podcast, I'll bring
okay,
one.
I'd like to see it.
So yeah, but pretty cool. We're very excited. So, yeah. So I was there. I went to Salesforce, which is like a CRM tool. Yeah. So Salesforce had their.
Actually, it's a good tool.
It's an okay tool. It's awfully expensive.
Yeah, it's good. Well, definitely.
Yeah. For a cheapie like me, it's awfully expensive.
Yeah, it's pretty powerful. Yeah. It's pretty slick. Yeah. But to your point, it's really just a little bit of discipline. Like CRM, you don't really need a massive program to do CRM.
Mm-mm.
You just need people to just do CRM.
Yeah.
Like just don't when you finish the account or the call, what did you do?
Yeah.
Who'd you talk to? What'd you talk about? Yeah. And you're writing it down. It's not, sales guys get all pissed off at it because it's a check. Yeah, it is a check, but it's also so that everybody else in the office knows what's going on. And maybe they can actually chime in once in a while and say, holy shit, you're having a problem with that. I had the same problem with this guy, and this is how I overcame it or whatever.
Well, I think
CRM is right.
I mean, yeah, I think so. Customer, it's a customer relationship management tool, right? So basically, when you talk to clients, you log them in there, but Salesforce gets really scientific about how big the accounts are, where are they based, are you talking to a subsidiary? Are you talking to, so it can do some really complicated things. And then if you are, if you're a multi-stage business, like, so for guys like Kenny and I, it's probably not very useful at all. One, because we keep everything in our heads anyway. And then the other is just that,
President. That's one way
you
to say
know,
it.
and then the other one is really like, we don't have multi stages to what we do. You're either in it or you're out, and then we're there. But if you are, like, Nimi is a great example. We're a software hardware company, and so we do have, like, Salesforce can help you manage stages where,
Totally.
so I've run advertising, and then so I've had all these people come in from the website. We can mark them as prospects or people that don't fit or may fit later, and so it starts to, like, take your customers and sort them into buckets, so you can figure out, like, these guys, we're not going to talk to you for like 2 years, so we're going to kind of turn on an email campaign that kind of like keeps them fresh every 3 or 4 months, but then we're really not going to talk to them,
We're
and
going
that's
to
it.
on autopilot.
Yeah.
And then these guys are high prospect and think, okay, man,
Correct. Yeah.
it's not an email, maybe it's a phone call every 2 months.
Correct.
Or whatever.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. So, so it's kind of, so it can be really powerful. I went because on the marketing side, I need some automation. So I need exactly what I was just talking about. So this kind of automated system that helps me start to bucket people that come in. We only have like 3 salespeople, so I can't really ask them to call everyone who shows up at my door to qualify them, because they would never actually get any selling done.
Yeah.
So what we want to be able to do is build some automation so that, at some point these guys come in, so Kenny, if you're a pharma manufacturer, you would come in and I would ask you a series of questions that you would go, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. Based on that, I would be able to go, Kenny's not ready for me, but he will be in 6 months. So I'll make an automated note in Salesforce and then call him back in 6 months. Or, oh my gosh, this guy is so ready, he's going to be able to buy. So, one of the sales guys, whatever you're doing, drop what you're doing, because this guy matches our prototype and we want him. Yeah. So I went. It was kind of a taxing day for that, because you got to, like, imagine all the mechanics behind, building that sort of automation.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So if you find something less expensive, then let me know too. Because, I honestly don't know. You know what it is? It's because, see, you're quasi detailed, and like you're good at doing shit like that. And I never have been. Like everything in my, like I, barely had paper.
Yeah.
If I did, I couldn't find it. And then I have emails and like an archive. I don't know what anything is, right? I'm always hunting for shit because I can't remember.
Yeah.
But when I'm sitting there and it's going to do as I say, not as I do, and I'm after the salespeople, and here's why you have to, like, the value of CRM is ridiculously cool.
Yeah, there's
the amount of shit you can. It's just so good. Like for everybody though, it could help your inside sales work with your outside sales.
Yeah,
it could help the marketer go in and take a look and say, "Holy shit, you know what? This is really cool.
Yeah.
We could do this with these people."
Yeah,
like it's just a great tool.
There's some neat ones. So HubSpot is good. So
not cheap either.
SPOT. The other one I think is Marketo. That's really good from a marketing automation standpoint. There's a bunch of other CRMs too. I want to say Zoho, but I don't remember if Zoho is like a MailChimp or whether it's anyway, I'll look them up. I'll link them in the episode.
Yeah. And for people who don't want to spend the money, like quite frankly, it's even just a good shared document to start probably wouldn't hurt. Right. And make a file folder or a folder, whatever you want to call it, for each of your people, of your salespeople, and then have them create folders for their prospects. I know it sounds cumbersome and a little bit heavy, but once you get going, you can then create folders, say, okay, here's 50 accounts they've talked to, move these 10 into long-term prospects, move these tournaments short, move these into active, and you can start doing it. Yes, it's a lot of work. Up front, but the dividends that pay off are huge. And then if you do decide to get a system, you could probably just migrate everything into
So Marketo doesn't do CRM. They only do the marketing automation, but HubSpot definitely does it. Zoho does it, which is really good. The other one that was in here, Zendesk. So Zendesk, which if you guys aren't using it, it's a really great live chat tool. So they power all the stuff that, you get to a website, you don't know what's going on, and there's a little bubble that pops up that says,
Yeah.
hey, live chat with us. That's Zendesk typically. And Zendesk has a CRM tool as well, which is a neat way to keep things integrated, right? Because then you've got your help desk stuff
cool.
and you've also got your customer stuff. So,
Yeah. Well, we have one of my accounts wants to do it. And I said, listen, until you can manage the answering, don't do it.
Yeah.
Right. You can't be, that's not toe in.
Yeah.
You jump in, like you're in. Like you can't fart around. Like you got, the bubbles come up, someone's got to be at the bubble.
Yeah. Right.
You got to be doing that stuff, right?
You can sort of automate the bubble a little bit, and then you can also put in like out of office for a bubble, but it's not great, right? Like why have a bubble if you're going to be out of office, right?
Why don't have it?
Yeah.
If you're going to do shit like this, do it.
Yeah, you've got to
dedicate a body.
Yeah.
Set the times. And again, it doesn't have to be a 24/7 bubble. I know everybody thinks that. That's not true. If you're, let's say you're the pet store. Go back. I like pet stores too. I'm like you. I like pets.
Yeah.
Right. But let's say you're the pet store.
Yeah.
Let's say it's Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 10 till 2. You can state hours. I mean, the world is not 24/7.
Yeah.
What the world expects is if you say 10 to 2, Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, guess what? 10 to 2, you better be there Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. That's all I care about. As long as you say what you do and do what you say.
The other thing you can do is you can, through Zendesk or any of the other help ones, you can actually funnel it to your email as well. So you can, if you create like a support at, whatever.com.
Which is kind of cool. Then you can always.
And then so you can grab the email and then you can reply to them as well. So that works as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's neat.
Oh, cool.
It's neat. Yeah. So anyway, it's been kind of one of those days, right? So doing all that stuff and then getting on and pestering you guys about stuff. So, it's.
That was all good. I was in the middle of meetings today anyway, so I was all over the place.
Yeah.
Sometimes but it's for a break, just get away from what you've been doing for hours.
Oh my gosh. I know. And then I feel, I know. So many things going on. Excuse me.
Oh, yeah.
I know. So many things going on, but it's good though. It's
good.
Into Locate, I ran into some issues. I had all this really cool content planned out, and then I reached out to all these influencers to work with us, right, to do some collaborations, and then 3 of them said, "Yeah, we're in. Email me, we'll figure out times." And then, so the founder of Into Locate was really excited. She was like, "This is awesome," and I said to her, listen, these are the parts that make me the most nervous, right? Because getting them to say yes is great. Getting them to show up is a totally different thing. And she was like, no, don't worry, we'll be fine. And then all 3 of them disappeared on us. And I was just like, so I found another alternative, but, it's just,
it is what it is.
What's that phrase, right? All that careful planning and
all that careful planning, it goes to shit.
Yeah.
Is that
the phrase?
That's the phrase. I'm pretty sure it's in a book somewhere.
Planning, and it was all crap. It all turned
to shit.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, buddy. So it's 20 to 12 for you. Time for you to go to bed. I got to hit spreadsheets for a couple, 2-3 hours.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to call it as well.
And then so and then we'll I got to see Sinead this week. I want to tell you that.
Oh, how's Sinead doing?
She's great.
I saw her sister.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I saw Dana. Yeah. She's another sweetie. I mean, honestly, they're just such nice. The whole Liam family is just really, really nice.
They're just
especially the oldest and the youngest.
Yeah.
They're my faves.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I only know the youngest, but
you'll get to know. You can meet the oldest when you come down here. She's a sweetheart.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. No, she's awesome.
She's great. Yeah. So she says to me, because I said, I don't have an answer yet, but I think I'm close. And she's like, I don't care about the business. I just wanted to come shoot the shit with you. Right? So,
I think she's exhausted.
Yeah.
It sounds like she's pretty. You know what? Good on her, man. Tell you, man. See, that's what you want your daughters to grow up to be like. Is that's what you want, right? These ambitious, hardworking, smart, freaking go-getters.
Yeah,
take over the world, baby.
It's amazing.
Take over the world.
I forgot to ask her, but I will get her hooked up on a time to come on the show.
Yeah.
You know what? I met a guy today. That was what I was doing too. There's he's going to listen to the podcast and realize I've forgotten Richard. I met this guy named Richard who is building something called Landed.
And what is it?
And Landed is for people who are embarking on second careers, either willingly or unwillingly.
Oh
And
my
he's
God, we need to talk to this guy.
yeah. So and he's coaching them through it. So he got me really excited because I just said, "Listen, Kenny and I do this a lot. We talk about this a lot. So you need to come on the show." So Richard, he's going to let me know when he's ready. He's just on the cusp of launching. So when he launches, I said, "You're going to come on the show and we're going to talk about it."
We do this. Well, plus we do this already.
Yeah.
I see two people a week, I bet you, buddy. Two
Yeah.
people a week, every single week, who are in those spots where they're transitioning out on their own, not on their own.
Yeah.
And people just, I mean, in a disorganized fashion, we just send contacts and light it up. But if there could be a nice tight package, and not the bullshit ones from those HR group people that don't know fuck all. I mean, normal people who actually are doing this shit.
Who's lived it
I'm not reading it.
Yeah. So he's legit and he's building this. So
that's awesome.
I'm super stoked. I was telling him, oh my God, this is a thing.
Oh yeah, man. Like seriously,
just can't wait. Like when
this is fantastic.
Yeah. So Richard, the site is called Landed. He kind of like walks you all the way through. I don't know if it's up yet because he's kind of in the midst.
Let me know.
But
love that idea.
As soon as you're done, you're going to come on the show and we'll
100%.
So
yeah, 100%.
Cool. That's it, man. That's all I got.
Okay, by the way, I got nothing else to. Just don't screw up the pod. Don't screw up the launching of this thing.
I won't.
Not mine. Remember, all Phil. Go sideways, Phil's fault.
I know, man. All right, that's the end of this Commerce Life. We'll be back soon with the next episode. Thank you for joining us. We hope you enjoyed it. Give us feedback. Tell us what you think. Subscribe, like us, join us, share us, tell your friends about us. And we hope to see you next time with more commerce news.